What is up, fellas? How's it going? Okay. I think I speak for everyone. And I don't like to say that often. I hate that expression, right? I speak for everyone. I hate that. But I think I can genuinely say I speak for everyone when I say that trailer kicked some major fucking ass, baby! Oh, God, that was awesome. I lost my mind a little bit. I did lose my mind just a little bit. I don't even know what to say. Floored. I had more fun watching that trailer just now than I did some of the movies I paid for earlier in the year. I'm speechless. I'm totally speechless. But of course, we have a lot to say nonetheless. I have so many things I want to talk about, so many things I want to break down, so many what the fuck moments from that trailer that we have to talk about right now. Oh my God. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. I'm floored, ladies and gentlemen. That was so much better than I was even expecting. Wow. Holy crap. What do you guys think, though? I'm seeing so much excitement in the chat. This is a very, very exciting day for horror, for the channel, for everything across the board. Oh my God, what a morning. Corey is hanging out with us tonight. Morning. How's it going, man? Welcome in, welcome in. Who else is with us? Josh is here. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome in. You've done some excellent work. The Lord's work, one might say, on this movie. It looked incredible. Wow. Great stuff. Great stuff all in all. Paul Harris is saying, yes, about time the T3 trailer came out. It's like waiting for the Super Bowl. It really is. It is I was watching that countdown like it was like dropping down to New Year's or something. It was even more exciting. Lord have mercy. Lone Wolf 5000 is saying, good. It was very good. That's what I'm imagining you're doing. I don't know why, but that's where I'm at right now. Erica, yo! What's up, what's up? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I know it's early, fellas, but I do appreciate you all for hanging out with old Jake early in the morning talking about this crazy trailer. Oh my God! So much exciting stuff. Face of a man who is I'm baffled. This is baffled, flabbergasted even. So many different emotions are going through me right now. Ron Potts, sorry, Ron, I can't pronounce things, is saying, hi, Jake, couldn't miss this one. I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for talking a little bit about the trailer. We're going to get into it in just a second here. Whew! Kyle is saying, I freaking loved the trailer. I'm trying to watch my F-bombs. Watched it 3 times back to back. I know some of us are at work, so I'm really trying to watch it. I'm so sorry. I'm so excited. I can't even help it. God, this is great. The shower scene looks so brutal. I agree. We are going to get a little more structured here in a second, but I just want to see everyone's reactions first. Talk about the kid, Juliet first, or the shower. Yes, Juliet, I mean. We got to hear that scream from likely her mother, which is really upsetting. God, I can't wait to see that. Glitchy, can't wait for Art to go to space. Art gave me boner energy. I love it. Again, apologies to my friends at work. Damaged Mind is saying hi. Hello. Hey, Jake, that trailer was amazing. I've been up since 3 a.m. waiting for it. Oh my God, the excitement is palpable. It's this is insane. It's truly a big day for horror news, man. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Matthew, thank you for the $10, man. I appreciate it. You're saying it was so good. I'm feeling the Christmas spirit. Have a super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm feeling the Christmas spirit too, which is a very weird thing to say at the top of Spooky Month, but only Art the Clown can do that to old Jake, I guess. I'm so excited. I'm gonna say more things that I'm just so excited in 2 seconds, but Lord Almighty, I'm over the moon. My phone has been blowing up for the past like hour or so. I've been just trying to like get all these shots ready to go and talk about them, and I'm just too excited. It's way too exciting stuff. Thank you for the 10 again. I really do appreciate it. Yes, we have to talk. Zack-O-Lantern, we have to talk about this. That demon in the trailer looks like something from the Ninth Circle. Possible connection? I think absolutely. Oh yeah, this is going to be part of Art's origin, and likely a dream sequence with Sienna. That's something I wrote down in my notes. We've seen a few shots of Sienna looking over like some flames and all that. We obviously saw some flames in those shots. I'll pull up the screenshots here in a second. But yeah, it appears this is going to be another like Clown Cafe dream sequence with some kind of demon. But again, I think it's going to be even more prevalent that this is hell more than last time. Because that was my theory about the Clown Cafe after 2 came out, was this is some kind of clown version of hell going on here. But now I'm almost dead certain on that. Where's that shot? I wanted to throw this up. Yeah, so here's our little demon fella looking nasty as hell. Love it. Oh my God. Yeah, art definitely has some kind of connections to the underworld or something. Something's going on here. But I love it. Lord Almighty. God, that blew me away. That was just something incredible there. Josh is saying, Jake, if people are in a Terrifier 3 stream while they're at work, the cursing probably doesn't make a difference. You know, this is true. This is very true. You know, a few F-bombs here and there, I guess, doesn't matter when we're potentially talking about a child dying in a horrifying way in a new movie. So yeah, you got a point there. I guess I really can't really say that. So if you're at work, NSFW and all that, I don't know what else to tell you. So we're gonna be talking about some messed up things tonight, or I guess this morning, right? It's so weird streaming at 11 o'clock. This is bizarre. Richard Whale is saying the continuation of an absolute horror icon. I love that we are getting to see it all unfold. I totally agree, my friend. There was that Dread Central quote in the trailer that was like, I'm gonna totally paraphrase this, but Art the Clown's an icon right up there with Jason and Freddy and all that. I couldn't agree more at this point. I mean, this movie looks so good, fellas. Like, listen, I love Terrifier 2. I love this film to death. I think Terrifier 3 will be better. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. I think this movie is going to be even better, and I don't even know what to say, man. I'm speechless. I mean, Terrifier 2, when that came out, I'm like, that might be my favorite slasher film, and I think to this day it is. But I think Terrifier 3 could be even better. I think Terrifier 3 could even be another step up. It looks so professional. Like, it looks like a big ass movie. You know, we went from these indie roots to now having a $2 million budget, and you see that on the screen. You know, this isn't your typical run-of-the-mill Hollywood flick where it's like, oh, Hollywood's making a slasher. No, this is bona fide in every regard, man. I also creamed my pants watching the trailer, Kyle. 100%. I've had to change my pants 3 times just in the past hour. Dear God. Duke, the comedic creep, is saying, I have a non-T3 question. Is there a child kill in stream? I'm just sensitive about the topic. That would be a spoiler, my friend. I can't... Here's the thing. In the trailer, you saw the one fella, you know, who's getting chased around by one of the slashers. I won't say what happens to the kid, but there's a moment where it could happen, you know? So watch stream, it's great, it's fantastic. I can't spoil that in the air, on the air, of course. But see stream in theaters, man, it's so good. You won't be disappointed. So is that the guy who forged her sword? Cabana Steve, you might be onto something there. That's what I was just about to get into. Yes, so we see this fella, he's like, it's forging? Is that what it's called? When you like hit something, you get it, you get metal hot, and then you put it in the ice water or whatever. I don't know what that's called. I'm sure someone out there does. But yeah, I believe you might be onto something there. We're going to dive into what the sword is, and I believe that's going to be a big plot point. Another thing I have in my notes right now is that I believe, based on some of the things that Sienna and Jonathan are talking about in the trailer, they're going to have to go back to the Terrifier attraction to pick up the sword that they left there, because that's the only thing that'll stop the fella. Now, as we also saw in the trailer, which was so exciting, is we got to see Art the Clown. We got an answer to the question. How does Art the Clown, a severed head where we left him at Terrifier 2, how does he get up and start walking around? What is going on there? Well, you know, I just love the way that Damien answered this. Just said, you know what, screw it. We're just going to have the body get up and walk around. Why not? I feel like that's so in line with what Art the Clown is as a character. This guy is a cheating slasher who does not give a fuck. He is chaotic evil down to the very bone, you know? And the fact that his body can just get up and walk around, it renders the ending of Terrifier 2 as like just a big middle finger to Sienna, which I feel is so fitting with what Art the Clown is. I love it. I love it so much. I think that's a great answer. We also got to see that shot here, so I'll pull some of these up real quick because I'm just talking out my ass at this point. I'm too excited, as you guys can see. I have these all out of order. I probably should have organized these a little better. So here's Art the Clown's body walking around what I think is the Miles County Psychiatric. Is it the hospital, I believe? And then we also got my personal favorite shot of the trailer is Victoria and the newborn Art head on the body on the subway, probably looking at some poor innocent strangers who are just trying to get home. I that's my favorite shot of the whole thing. Like there's some great shots in that trailer, but that just cracked me up. I'm like, this is a perfect continuation to what we've already seen. I love this. So a lot of people have been saying like, what where is this going to be placed in the movie? I feel like that might be. It's going to be at some point. It's I don't think it's going to be the beginning. A lot of people are talking about this controversial opening. I really think this movie's going to be out of order time-wise, and this trailer only feels that more. I feel like we're going to see flashbacks to what happened, or maybe even the ending of Terrifier 2 takes place 5 years later or something. It's just not at the same time period. But there's something going on that's going to mess with the timeline a little bit for sure, and that just reinforces it a little bit, I think. PNG's throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much, my friend Purple and Gold, saying, glad you guys are hype. I won't be checking it out. The series is just too much for me personally. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, though. Well, I appreciate you for stopping in and supporting the page, man, nonetheless. I promise I'll be talking about Scream in December. I'll tell you that much. It is funny. This page it's Scream fans and Terrifier fans, which I love. Two very separate fan bases, of course, but I love them both nonetheless, equally and with so much love in my horror-loving heart. So I'm so glad that to see folks still supporting the page, though, regardless of what I'm talking about. So it means a whole lot to old Jake. So thank you so much, PNG. Thanks for being here, my friend. And I respect the opinion. Thank you for being kind about it too. There's a lot of folks on the internet right now who are just shitting on Terrifier. They're like, oh, it's this, it's that. That's why I don't like it. I'm like, shut up. It's just not for you, bro. And that's fine. Like, if it's just not for you, cool. No problem there. But calling it certain things, which I'm already seeing, which sucks now that it's popular. People are like, oh, Terrifier is so, it's beneath me. And I'm like, shut up, dog. What are you talking about? Raymond, thank you so much for being here, my friend. That shower scene looks crazy. Yes, it does. We got some more little shots of it in the trailer, which is so exciting. We learned a little more about our victims in the shower scene as well, Mia especially. I believe she's talking to Jonathan here, even though the trailer frames it as she's talking to Sienna, which was really interesting to me. I really am intrigued by this character a lot, because I feel like she's going to be one of those characters that we just kind of, like her and Cole, of course, her boyfriend, who we see the top of his head in the bottom right of this shot here. I do believe that these characters are going to die viciously, and we're gonna dislike them a little bit. we're not gonna be too fond of these characters. As you might recall from the very beginning of the trailer, the very top of it, we hear Mia saying like, "Oh, you survived being in the presence of evil. People would like to hear you talk about that." I believe she's talking to Jonathan there. Not Sienna, even though, again, I think the trailer's trying to frame it that way. And I feel like she's trying to make Jonathan say something that he doesn't want. He's not ready to talk about. Jonathan's our sweet little boy who doesn't, he's very intrigued by, like, the darker side of things. Obviously, as we saw in Terrifier 2, he wanted to dress up as Art the Clown and all that, but I don't think he's going to be ready to talk about what happened to him all these years later. So I do believe, I'm already seeing people saying Mia indeed sounds obnoxious. I totally agree. I feel like this kill is going to be a little bit like, oh, finally, those two died. So her and her boyfriend, I think, are going to be obnoxious based on their character descriptions alone, and we're going to be a little annoyed by them for trying to pull things out of our main characters that maybe they're just not ready to talk about. So Raymond, thank you so much for the support, my friend. I appreciate it. The shower scene looks like it's going to be the scene. It's going to be what's going on, man. If the shot of Art in the shower holding the chainsaw up it's one of my favorite shots. Oh, I totally agree. That one rocked. Oh, I know I have that too. Because I saw that and I'm just like, this looks amazing. This looks fantastic. Look at how crazy he looks, man. I mean, listen, we've gotten some great performances from David Howard Thornton in the last two movies. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, just from what I'm seeing here already, I think this could top it. This could top everything we've seen already in the past. And I don't throw that out lightly. I don't say things like that about sequels all the time. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to sequels, because, like, typically it's just diminishing returns. But with Terrifier, all I'm seeing is improvement across the board with every new movie that comes out. With Terrifier 2, it was the same thing. I'm like, I'm seeing a story here, which is a big improvement upon the first one. Here, I'm seeing an improvement upon, like, the cinematography, the coloring, the way the shots are framed, and like just little things like that, little details that go a long way. And that's a great example. Like that looks so well done, man. I don't know. I'm loving the way this whole thing is looking. God, I'm impressed. Skelly Better is saying, hey, Jake, I'm 11. I love Terrifiers 1 and 2, and I want to see Stream, but my mom thinks it's too gory. She's watching right now. Hello. Hello, Mom. How are you? Please tell her it's not too bad. You know, if you've seen Terrifiers 1 and 2, Stream is not that bad. That's what I'll say. It's not as gory as those films. But it's still a little bit of gore. Still a little bit of gore. Still a little bit of shock and all that. But they're fun movies. And I do recommend them if you do want to check them out. Maybe watch it with your mom. There you go. Make it a fun little occasion. That could be fun. I watch horror. I make my mom watch horror movies with me too sometimes, and she's not she's not as big of a fan. It's very funny. Darth Chosen is with us. What's up, fella? Seems like Terrifier 3 will be getting a higher budget. It absolutely does. It has a, what is that, 8 times the budget of the last film, which you can already see in the trailer. Oh my god. So Terrifier 2, they raised $250,000 via Indiegogo for that project, of course, back a ways ago now, but they got $2 million for Terrifier 2, which was revealed by Phil Falcone, I believe, in an interview like over a year ago, I want to say. I believe that was over on my friend's channel, Nerdbox. Love them a bunch. They're fantastic. I love this name. I just think this is really funny. Foreskin Gaming. What's up, Foreskin? Peel it back, baby. Saying people also hated BG3, so maybe it's good that Terrifier has haters. If it has haters, it has mostly lovers. That's what I like to think about, at least, in my opinion. Trying to keep up with the chat. I appreciate all 200 of you listening to me yap about this crazy trailer. Thanks for being here, fellas. Yo, sorry I'm late, bro. That trailer was fucking awesome. Screw it. I'm just gonna swear. Also, do you think it will drop on Blu-ray for Christmas? Ooh, man, that's tough to say because that's going to be a very close little window there. Will they get that out fast enough? I hope so. I mean, that would be awesome if it did. I've been talking about they might do a re-release in theaters for Christmas time because why not? Like, they're going to release it in theaters for October. Why not re-release it? You know, if people love it and it totally rocks, which I'm assuming a lot of people will feel that way about it. Yeah, no, it's going to be great. No, I could totally see them re-releasing in October. Maybe we get a Blu-ray release at the top of next year. That's kind of my that's been my theory right now, but I'm not 100%, of course. When did remind me, y'all? When did the Terrifier 2 4K and like Blu-ray and all that stuff did that come out like at the top of 2023? I want to say that's right, but I might be wrong. Please correct me. It was 2 days after Christmas, says Stereo Crow. Okay, so maybe we do get it at like the end of the year. Okay, rock on. Even better. I'm not gonna lie, the sooner the better on that one. I can't wait to have that movie on my shelf. Johnny Caution, thanks for the $10, my friend. Appreciate you. The trailer seriously made me orgasm. I was just saying, dude, I had to change my pants about 3 times before coming in here. Unlike them in the shower, that's funny. Headless art and mall art were my favorite parts. I'm so hyped. Also, much love, Jake. So proud of your growth. Thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate the heck out of you, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being here. And yes, I couldn't agree more. Headless art is like the most middle finger way to just say, yeah, he's coming back. I don't care. That fits the vibe of this franchise so much, I think. It's so punk rock. Just seeing that, I'm just like, yeah, they're just like, whatever, screw it. We're gonna have Headless Art walk around, pick up his head in the insane asylum, put it back on. We don't care. We don't care. Art's coming back no matter what. It's great. It's so exciting, man. Oh my god, I'm over the moon about it. And yeah, mall art is something we haven't talked about yet. So Art in the mall, he just sits, he probably just kills Santa and then just goes up to the thing and is like, screw it. Let's have some fun. Let's do this crazy shit. So we have all these kids running over and looking into whatever his bag is. I imagine there's got to be body parts in there, right? There's got to be something going on. That's just truly upsetting in that bag. They wouldn't have teased it and cut it the way they did in that trailer otherwise. My God, that is upsetting. Did I get any pictures of that? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I did. I think I was just so excited about some of the lore stuff that I was just like, that's cool. But here's a shot of Art the Clown getting into his van, which I love. Freaking nasty. Love his sunglasses too. I want a pair of those so bad. But Johnny, hell yes, dog. I can't wait to see what this is all about. I'm sure that's going to be a big scene of this movie for sure. Johnny, thanks for the $10, man. Really do appreciate you a bunch. Thanks for the support. Brooke is back. Yes, Brooke did show up, which was really interesting with her melted face, which was really nasty. Can't show that on screen for too long, so we're just going to throw that up and take it down. But yeah, I believe that's a dream sequence, which we will definitely be talking more about later on, I'm sure. Just like or a hallucination, I should say. Just like that demon we saw with the fire and Sienna and all that, I do believe that's going to be some kind of like hallucination. She's seeing people that died in the previous film, like just pop into her subconscious. Probably, it's probably going to be like a PTSD thing. I imagine that's where they're going to go with it. But it also lends to a bigger question. Will we see more characters that died in previous films? Like, could we see Jenna Cannell come back? Could we see Catherine Corcoran? Is that's how I pronounce her last name? Could we see her come back as well? Who knows, you know? Like, is it a hallucination, or is it, you know, is it like a Freddy Krueger thing where it's like the souls of the people that Art the Clown kills are trapped in some kind of messed up purgatory or whatever? I don't know. We've seen a lot of supernatural stuff come from this crazy clown, so I really think there's something to that. We might be seeing more familiar faces as well. Raymond is saying, do you think it will make much in the box office? Absolutely. Consider this. Terrifier 2 on a $250,000 budget made $15 million. This has 8 times the budget. I think the box office return will reflect that. And, you know, I'm not look, we have 200 people here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of people that are excited about this. I mean, I don't know how long you guys have been following this page. I really do appreciate everyone hanging out with us. But during any of the Scream 5 or 6, you know, coverage on this page, it was never this crazy. I mean, this has been the craziest month for the channel ever, like without a doubt. People are hyped up about this movie, dude. I could see this pulling in like somewhere. I mean, you know, it is an R-rated film. It's a it's a heavy. Actually, it's an unrated film. To correct myself, I really think I have people emailing me Art the Clown theories. That is awesome. Holy shit. I really think this could pull in like a good 50 million or something like that, which might be crazy, but I could totally see it happening against a $2 million budget. Maybe more. And if it did make more, that would make me so happy. But Raymond, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I see this one doing really well. There's more hype for this film than anything in the horror space right now. Rockland Graves, Evan, what's up, fella? How you doing, man? Looks mid. For the record, Evan and I have been texting each other like we're teenagers, going back and forth about how excited we are for this movie. I believe Evan's working on a video right now talking about his trailer thoughts as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, do please go check that out. I will have mine up at some point tomorrow, but I'm doing this now, so we're doing something, right? Evan, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it and you don't think that it looks mid. Come on now, fella, brutal. Thanks for the support, man. I appreciate you a bunch. PNG's also throwing 5 in there. Dude, thank you again, man. Appreciate you a bunch. Wanted to say something about the Alien movie because I missed your review stream. All good, man. I appreciate that you're saying it now. Loved the build-up, but didn't like the ending. P.S. I wanted more Xenomorph. Oh, I totally feel that, though. I personally really liked the ending because it's so weird and so out there, but I sympathize with wanting more Xenomorphs. I think that was my one big thing walking out of the theater. I was like, you know, I really enjoyed that, but I wish there was more Xenomorphs running around killing people or something in that movie. So no, I totally feel ya. I did really enjoy it though. Alien Romulus is one of my favorites of the year. Had a great time with it. And I totally recommend it for people who have not seen it yet. It's a killer flick. Fede Alvarez is fucking back, baby. I want to see him do more franchise continuations. I even joked about this in my theory, and I promise we're back to Terrifier 3 after this. I'm like, I wish we could clone Fede Alvarez and just have him do like every franchise continuation, because I'm never disappointed whenever he tackles any franchise. He killed it with Evil Dead. He understood the assignment with Alien. Bring him on for more projects, man. PNG, thank you for the 5, man. And it's all good, man. I just appreciate that we're talking about it now. I'm glad we can talk about Alien here and now. It's good stuff. Vicanus. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce your name, but I see the word anus in there, and I want to say it so bad. Thank you for the 10, my friend. Saying, my current theory is that similarly to how Sienna was chosen by an angelic entity, Art was chosen by this demonic entity and will finally become the full demon from the Ninth Circle. Good versus evil. I think you might be onto something, my friend. And for those of you who are seeing all the people talk about the Ninth Circle in this chat, and you guys are just like, what is that? I highly recommend, before seeing Terrifier 3, more than ever now, to go watch All Hallows Eve. It's the movie that comprises of a bunch of different short films of Damien Leone's that he kind of put all together in this big anthology flick. And all of them have to do with Art the Clown. So I really think if you want to know a little more about what Terrifier 3 is about to dive into in terms of, you know, Art's background, go watch All Hallows Eve if you have not seen that. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of stuff there that I believe Terrifier 3 is going to give us an updated version of. Like, I don't think it's going to be exactly what we saw in All Hallows Eve. It's going to be a more refined version. I don't want to say more mature version. That's not the right word. More refined version of that works with the story that's currently in place. So I think you might be onto something, my friend. We've been seeing a lot of biblical imagery in the last 2 flicks. I just watched the first Terrifier because last night, I literally watched it last night, and I was looking for that. I was actually looking for that to see if that's been consistent through all the movies. Yeah, there's a bunch of angels and demons and all that stuff going on even in the first film. It's much more prevalent in the sequel, but and now in Terrifier 3 from the trailer alone, we can tell that, yeah, that is going to be a big factor here in Terrifier 3. So art is totally some sort of demon, and that's why we see Sienna wearing this like angelic angel warrior costume. You know, it's all super thematic. There's a lot of things going on in the background of this franchise that have yet to be revealed. Well, that is until October 11th, that is. So we'll have to see if we get some answers then. But Vecanus, thanks for the 10, my friend. I love that you have anus in your name. It makes me so happy. You don't even know. That's one of my favorite words of all time. A top 3 word. V throwing $10 out there as well. Thank you so much, V. I appreciate you. Do you think this is going to go back to All Hallows Eve with the only way to stop them? And that's what I'm the most excited about from the trailer. Also, what do you think the odds are that we're going to see a kid get the axe? Yeah, let's get into all of that. So I talked about this a little bit ago, but I want to hit this again because I think this is going to be a big plot beat in Terrifier 3 for sure. So Jonathan and Sienna are talking about Art the Clown again. Sienna talks about how, I think I saw him, you know, and it was some asshole in a Santa costume probably is going to be their first encounter. But I also believe the sword was left at the site, what was left at the Terrifier. And they have to go back there to retrieve it to stop Art the Clown, who's, you know, running amok through the town again. So that's what I believe is what they were referring to, because literally right before that line, she even says something like, I have to go back to the Terrifier, which is the attraction that Art the Clown was, I guess, staying at during the events of Terrifier 2, maybe even the events of the first Terrifier. But yes, I loved a lot of what was set up in the trailer. Not too much, a lot of people always complain like, oh man, trailers tell you too much about the story, this and that, whatever. I feel like this gave us just enough about the story to where I don't feel like the whole thing's spoiled. Like, I don't think we even really saw any big kill sequences. We really just got a lot of reactions from Art, a lot of setup in terms of like how the story's going to flow, which I don't mind personally. I like that, you know, it's something to talk about until the movie comes out. I'm here for it, man. I think they did just the right amount of everything. And do I think a kid's gonna get the axe? I mean, they wouldn't have teased that in the first teaser trailer if that wasn't gonna happen. That's what I'll say. But you know, there is a point of things going too far to where it's not fun anymore. That's what I will also say. And I think Damien knows that. I think Damien knows that this has to be done with a little bit of taste, or it's just going to be too much for people. I put on a movie last night, right before Terrifier, that I literally turned off because I'm like, this isn't even fun. This is just mindless gore. Like, I'm not crazy about that personally. I can't watch a movie that's just mindless gore wall to wall for 90 minutes. It's got to have a little more to that, and that's why I love Terrifier so much. There is a great and super cryptic story building a bunch of lore in this flick that honestly is my main attraction. The nasty kills are a cherry on top, in my opinion. So will this happen? Yes, but I believe with purpose and with a little more taste than what a lot of people are expecting from it. So V, great questions all around, my friend. Thank you for the 10. Appreciate you a bunch. Thanks for supporting the channel. And also, for those who don't know, Josh Petrino is the VFX artist for not just Terrifier 2, but also Terrifier 3. Fella's working on it right now, for those who are new to the channel. Josh and I are very good friends. He's a great fella. Really do appreciate him. And if you're a channel member, you can see Josh and I make fun of the movie Congo from 1995. Isn't that weird? You guys weren't expecting the thing about Congo today, were you? But Josh is saying, I'm going to post my trailer thoughts later today. It's mostly complaining about how much work all this is. Let me know where you post that, man. I'd love to share it somewhere, man. That would be great. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. Even if it is just bickering about, oh my God, this is so much work. Dude, like, listen, Josh, I know you got a whole team of people working on this, but the VFX look amazing. I saw a bunch of stuff in the trailer today that I was just like, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. This is the best looking Terrifier movie so far. And you guys have done a great job. I can't wait to see the full thing, man. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. I'm feeling woozy, man. Johnny Caution is throwing another 5 out there, dude. Thank you. Saying already did a chat, but fuck it. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Definitely too soon to tell, but how do you think Terrifier 4 will go? I'd imagine that the T4 budget will be even more insane. Yes and yes and yes. So many yeses to this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, here's the thing. I don't know how Terrifier 3 is going to end, but I definitely have I think I have a better idea. I could predict something at this point with where things are going based on what I've seen in the trailer. And I'll tell you this, I do believe a Terrifier 4 is going to happen, because it's not going to be that easy to kill Art. I think what's going to happen in this flick is Sienna's going to learn a little more about the entity that she's facing off against here. And, you know, there's clearly a lot that's going to happen with the sword. We've talked about it before, but I believe that demon we saw in what I believe is going to be Sienna's dream sequence is going to be like the creator of this sword that can stop Art the Clown, which we already we saw it slow him down at the end of Terrifier 2, but obviously didn't take him out. So there's more to this story that we don't know quite enough about yet, I think. Sienna's going to learn a little more, I think, in this movie, figure some stuff out, and then hopefully find a way to take him down in T4. But I don't believe this is going to be the end. Based on Damien's comments on the franchise and what else he wants to do with it, I do believe another film is going to happen. Probably in the next 2 years. So this is not the end of Terrifier. I feel like we're just in the middle of an arc right now, you know? So there's more to it than what meets the eye. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see if we get a T4 or what happens next. And again, yes, with the budget, I hope that they get it up to 5, maybe 10 million next time. I think that, like, look at how good this movie looks. Like, we can already tell Terrifier 3 is going to be super impressive visually, way more than the previous 2 films, just based on the trailer alone. What's the next one gonna look like? Like, how big is this franchise gonna get before it just but before we wrap up the story? I don't know, man, but I hope it's even more insane. I couldn't agree more, Johnny. I hope it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, man. Thank you for the 5. I do appreciate you a bunch. I can't wait to see this movie, man. Oh my god, dying over here. Vicanus, my anus friend, hanging out with us. That sounds gross. Saying, I do still think / hope that Art was originally a human, though. David was talking about it recently, and I like the idea of him just being a random guy. You know, I do too, but I think there's got to be more to Art than just that, you know? I see what you're saying, though, like the idea of, like, he's just some random guy that some entity is, like, he's some random sociopath that just loves to kill people, and, like, there's just some demonic entity that's, like, bringing him back to life so that he can continue his murder spree. That's pretty crazy, you know, that would be pretty intense if something like that was the case. But I will say there is some connection to Sienna's father. There's something going on there. And I've talked about this before, and I just feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. I've basically been talking about this theory for like 6 months now, but we know from Terrifier 2 that Sienna's father died of a brain tumor. And kind of, there was other factors to it too, but he had, that was like basically the main cause, which led to him, you know, doing that basically to himself. So we know this. We know that's the case. And then we also learned about what the original ending for Terrifier 2 was, which was Art the Clown like growing out of the back of Victoria's brain and breaking through her skull. That's originally what was going to happen, not Art the Clown getting birthed out of her. So with all of that in mind, it makes you think like, oh, well, is Art the Clown just some sort of like malignant tumor or something brutal like that? Like what's going on there? Was that, you know, that thing in Sienna's father's head, was that Art the Clown trying to break out, and maybe that's why he did what he did to himself. Maybe it was a noble act, because what we know about Sienna's father right now is that he was kind of a dick. You know, he was kind of abusive towards Sienna, as Brooke explains in Terrifier 2. That sucks. But I think they're trying to make you think that about this character, and then in T3, we're going to learn more about who he actually was. I believe he's played by Jason Patric in this new movie from The Lost Boys. I don't know. Again, it's just a theory, but a Terrifier theory. Vicanus, thank you for the 5, my friend. I feel like that's where we're going, but you might be right too. Either answer I wouldn't be upset with, because the idea of him just being, that's simplistic, right? Him just being some random serial killer running around and then just some demonic entities like, you know what, fuck it, let's just keep bringing this guy back to life. That's hilarious. That's also very funny, very fitting with what this franchise MO typically is. So Vicanus, thank you for the 5, my friend. I really appreciate you a bunch. And yes, if you have not seen that interview with, is it David Claire Bennett? Is that his name? I always forget his name. Yeah, go check that out. The fella posted a really good interview with David Howard Thornton recently, where he talks a little bit about the opening scene, especially. I reported on that in a recent video. Some very good stuff there. Johnny Caution's throwing another 2 out there saying Art versus Ash, Chainsaw versus Chainsaw would be sick as fuck. That would be cool, man. I would love to get Bruce Campbell out of retirement to do one more Ash performance, man. I loved Ash versus the Evil Dead. Like, that is one of my favorite like TV shows based on a popular horror IP. It's so well done across the board. It's got a little dip in season 2 in my opinion, but that's really the only complaint I have about the whole show. The new characters are so great, and that's always like the weakest part of these shows based on big horror IPs. They'll introduce new characters and it's like, I don't know. Like, it's whatever. They're just not as strong as the movie characters. But man, everything about that show I thought rocked, and yeah, Bruce Campbell was at his best again, which was awesome to see. What a way to go out with the character. But I mean, if this was something that would happen in the future, that also would be dope too, because we also know that there was a comic book series where Ash fought Jason and Freddy too. So wouldn't it be perfect if he fought Art as well? I would say so, my friend. I think that would be a lot of fun. But will it happen? Will Bruce Campbell be able to do it again? Because let's be honest, no one else can play Ash. Come on now, it's only Bruce. Only Bruce can do that. We'll just have to see. You never know. You never know what ends up happening with all that. But Johnny, thank you for the 2, man. Keep on dreaming, my friend. You never know what's gonna happen in this weird world of ours. Tim27 Mick, what's up, fella? Thanks for the 2. I appreciate it a bunch. Love when Art is in the mall. Me too, dude. Oh my god, that scene's gonna be like ridiculous. I'm gonna fall out of my chair laughing. I already know it. What has he got in that bag? Is it Santa's corpse? That's what's that's what's going through my mind right now. I will say another thing I want to add to this is in the IMDb cast list for the film right now, we have someone who's playing Mall Santa and someone who's playing Santa Claus. Daniel Roebuck, the latter there, which is awesome. He's a great actor. A bunch of Rob Zombie movies he's in. He's sick. I'm so happy he's in this movie. But what's going on there? Why are there multiple Santas? Are we going to see the real Santa Claus in this movie? Like, is Santa real in this movie? And I don't know. Great question. We have so many questions. I have so many questions that I need answered when I see this flick. But Tim, I imagine this scene is going to be one of the bigger ones, one of the most memorable sequences from all of Terrifier 3 for sure. Thank you for the $2, man. I really do appreciate you a bunch. I appreciate you all stopping in at 11:30. By the way, this is such a weird time to stream, and it means a lot to me that y'all will hang out with old Jake and talk trailer thoughts with me. Josh is saying you're working on Terrifier 3 right now. This movie is good, but fuck my life. Well, listen, we appreciate you all so much. We're all of us here are cheering you on to get this thing done. And we're so happy that you are doing it. What we've seen so far is so impressive, and we're so blown away. We wish you nothing but luck moving forward, Josh. Thank you for your services. Thank you for everything, man. And Josh is spoiling the ending here, ladies and gentlemen. You might want to look away real quick if you don't want to know how Terrifier 3 ends. Sienna and Art hold hands, bring Christmas cheer to everyone, and his heart grows 3 sizes that day. I mean, that would be pretty funny if that were the case. that would be awesome, man. David Howard Thornton has played the Grinch before, so who knows? Maybe they take that little inspiration there for the ending of Terrifier 3, man. It's a happy ending. It's got to be a wholesome Christmas movie at the end of the day. You never know. You never know, man. So, Josh, I love it, man. Thank you for the thanks for the big update. Oh my god. Lollipop Sanchez, thanks for the $2, man. Have I seen Human Centipede 2? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. I wish I hadn't. If I could erase any memory from my brain, it would be that film. This is like when people talk about how, Terrifier is just nonsensical blood and guts and all that. I'm just like, y'all haven't seen Human Centipede 2. Like, this is just nonsensical, gross out shit that's like unwatchable in my opinion. Yeah, no, not a fan of that one. I liked the first one though, which is maybe a hot take. I think the first one, believe it or not, I do believe it's a good psychological horror film with some gross out moments. But the sequels, I'm good. I could leave those. Those just lean into the gross out factor, and that's about it. So I'm all set on Human Centipede 2, but Jesus. Yeah, if I could erase something from my brain, it would be that. Lollipop Sanchez, thanks for the 2. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You rock. You rock a bunch, my friend. Mr. L, what's up, fella? Mr. L just became an Art the Clown member. Appreciate you a bunch. Saying the director said Art wasn't expecting to come back in in Terrifier 1's ending. So was he a demon the whole time, or what's going on? So Art wasn't expecting to come back. You mean like he wasn't expecting to come back to life? Was he just a regular fella before, and then like something happened, and now he's back to life? This could be the case. This absolutely could be the case for sure. I want to know more about what that deleting ending, what effect that has over the Terrifier franchise. That's a big thing for me right now, Mr. L. I'm very hung up on that. I do think this could be the case. Like he was just some random guy, and some demons took note of how vicious he was, and they were just like, let's keep him alive. Let's have fun with this. Maybe that's what the little pale girl is. Maybe that's what's possessing Vicky right now to aid him on his quest of brutality. But I'm hung up on that deleted ending for Terrifier 2, which of course was taken out of the movie because Malignant featured like pretty much the same twist. If you guys haven't seen Malignant yet, holy crap, I highly recommend it. James Wan's one of the most underrated James Wan horror movies. I think it's very good. People don't talk about it enough. I think it's one of my favorite horror movies from the 2020s. Excellent stuff all around with that one. Some great twists and turns and blood and guts. It's awesome. But yeah, this is a great question, Mr. L. This is really something I've been going back and forth on pretty much since we've learned a little bit about Terrifier 3. And after this trailer, I'm just like, yeah, something's going on here. Like, demons are involved. Is Art a demon? Was he just a regular fella? Your guess is as good as mine, man. I feel like this could go either way. So I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, man. But I think both routes are possible. But again, they did delete that ending to Terrifier 2, so maybe they're going a different way with it. Maybe it's a whole different pathway. Now, maybe the whole cancer thing's not really a part of it anymore, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see in October, man. Your guess is as good as mine, but I think both possibilities are still a factor, still something to talk about regardless. But Mr. L, thank you for the 5, my friend. Really appreciate that. We'll see what's up in this new movie, man. I'm excited. 90s Travels, what's up, fella? Thanks for the 5. Saying, with all the biblical references, do you think Terrifier will ever dive into the Exorcist territory in terms of scariness? Will Satan make a cameo? That's a really good question, because the Ninth Circle, which is also a Damien Leone produced short film that's a part of All Hallows Eve, Satan's in there, like there's demons and fire and brimstone and all that. Yeah, no, I totally think we're going down that route. I think like right now, like in Terrifier 3, where we are going down that route of this is a religious horror flick. I don't think that's going to overtake like the Terrifier franchise. You know what I mean? I think that's just going to be a new factor introduced here. That again has been prevalent since the first film. Like that, if you're like, what's like Terrifier's not religious horror, and I'm like, dude, go back and watch 1 and 2 and tell me there's no religious symbolism in either of those flicks. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's been there since the beginning. So I think this is still going to be a bona fide Terrifier flick. We're going to have Art the Clown being his silly, goofy self, and running around chopping people up. We're going to see Sienna struggling and fighting back against the guy, trying to just have a normal life. But of course, that's kind of impossible when a demon murder clown is coming after you all the time. So yeah, no, I think this could be a possibility. If not in Terrifier 3, we're setting it up for Terrifier 4. That's what I'll tell you right now. No, that's totally going to be a thing, I think, at some point in these next couple of movies. So be prepared for that. Some people are going to see that and just be like, oh, well, that's too far off the rails. That's not what I want from Terrifier. And I'm like, dog, I'm telling you, it's been set up since the beginning. Like that's where we're going with this in some way, shape, form, whatever. So 90s Travel, I appreciate the 5, man. Appreciate you a bunch. I think we're diving into some of that stuff there. And I don't mind, personally. I think it's interesting. Nightfall 3D throwing another 5 out there, asking Josh Petrino. I've got $350 of fun money that I'll give you right now if you tell us how the shower scene unfolds. Josh did respond to this saying, and for updates on our new show that I just made up, and I'm obligating Jake to do, the Killjoys present. Yes, this is happening for sure. He just made it up, and we are doing it. But I think here's the answer we're looking for here. Art is the soul of a donkey living in a man's body, living in a clown's body, that's living in a mime's body. The donkey was possessed by Ernie Hudson's character from Congo. So, see, guys, We've actually been trying to give you the answers all along. That's why you should become a Killjoy Jake member, because our horror hot take series is actually the biggest clue towards what's what's going on in Terrifier 3. We're trying to point some fingers at Congo so you guys can figure it out at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So there you go. There's $350 you didn't even have to spend to get some answers there, Nightfall 3D. Rock on, my friend. Rock on. Dude, thanks for the 5, though, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Appreciate you a bunch. Will I be making a video about the trailer as well? Yes, I will, Raymond. That will come out tomorrow. Jake needs a break after the last couple of days. It's been nuts. I'm not complaining. I'm so excited. I'm so high energy, probably because I'm drinking my second cup of black coffee today. But I am I'm over the moon about everything going on with this, man. Oh my god. So yes, I will have a big video just on the trailer tomorrow. Breaking down some more things. I'm sure I'll catch even more things after going through it again. I have a bunch of screenshots that I've just been looking at that I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what is going on here? Like, we haven't even talked about this yet. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, you know what I mean? Art the Clown's got someone tied up and about to chop him up. Brutal, man. It's brutal shit. So we got a lot to talk about still. Yet to happen. But Raymond, thank you for the support, my friend. I appreciate you. Who's my favorite character in the Terrifier films? Probably, I mean, Art the Clown, of course, but in terms of protagonists, definitely like Sienna rocks, man. I don't care if that's a normie take. I think Sienna rocks. I think she's a great final girl, so well acted and performed and written. I'm excited to see what they do with her in Terrifier 3. You know, we're all talking about Art the Clown being a horror icon, but I think soon we'll be talking about Lauren Lavera across like some of the greats of final girl characters of all time. And I think Terrifier 3 is about to solidify that for both characters. But again, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe I'm just letting the excitement get to me, but I think we're getting there. V's throwing another 5 out there. Thanks for the support, my friend. Saying, what do you feel is the worst way to die in any horror film? Mike in Wrong Turn 2021 being sent to darkness, or waking up limbless in All Hallows Eve. Dude, V, you just became my new favorite person of all time, because Wrong Turn 2021 is so crazy underrated. It makes me so mad that people don't talk about this flick. This scene alone is one of the scariest things I've seen in 2020's horror. And like, everyone's like, oh, that movie sucked because it didn't have cannibals in it. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell. I don't know, man. That's my favorite Wrong Turn film by a country mile. I love that film to death. It is so scary, and what you're talking about right there is the scariest thing in that whole franchise, bar none. Like, sorry. I like some of those other movies. They're very fun slashers, but Wrong Turn 2021 blew me away when I saw it. One of my favorite remakes, continuations in the modern day, for sure, without a doubt. Great cast, great characters, brutal moments. Awesome stuff. But also, yeah, waking up limbless in All Hallows Eve, dear God, that's messed up. That's really upsetting. That's one of the most upsetting Art the Clown kills that people don't talk about. You know, we do talk about the Dawn's death in Terrifier, Allie's death in Terrifier 2. There's a lot of contenders, but this one's underrated, man. This one's brutal. Again, if you haven't seen the original Terrifier short or just All Hallows Eve in general, I couldn't recommend it more. Go give it a watch. Give it a watch, especially before Terrifier 3 comes out. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about Art the Clown and where Damien's headspace is with the character, I think. Again, I don't think it's going to be exactly what we've seen in those other 2 shorts. I think there's more to it than just that, but yes. Yes, I think we're going to get in Damien's headspace by watching that movie. So V, thanks for the 5, man. Thank you a bunch. Josh is saying like and subscribe if you haven't. It takes 2 seconds. It helps this man out. Come on, don't be internet lazy. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yes, it does help me a lot. It helps me out a lot, and I'm almost at 26,500 subscribers. Like, I'm nearly there. I might be there already. I'm not sure, but I saw it this morning, and it was looking pretty close. So if you guys subscribed, that would be pretty cool. Would mean a lot to old Jake. I'm just too excited to even remember that stuff right now. I'm so focused on talking about this. It's crazy. We're 2 subscribers away too. So I'm just saying, you know, if two of y'all decided to just click that button, that would be pretty cool. So Josh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that a bunch. We got to get this show going. We got to get this show going at some point, man. The Killjays, it's got to happen. And your favorite character from the entire franchise is the fat kid that gets his hand slapped in T2. I identify with him more than anyone. You know, I feel it, man. And this is another instance of Art the Clown just not killing people, like just having a goofy time. Like, I think he's innocent. I think he's... My new Terrifier 3 theory, Art the Clown's innocent. He's just being goofy. He's fine. He's handing out candy to kids. He's being a good guy. I don't know. I think all of this is overblown. all of this is overblown about Art the Clown being a bad guy. I don't know what to tell you. Erica is saying off topic of the day, but I watched Longlegs after the stream last night. Not really a fan. Gave me Joker Arthur vibes and not really that good to me. Man, yeah, I know. This is a hot take. Everyone loves Longlegs, and you know what? I love that Longlegs is an indie horror movie that made so much money. Like, I'm so happy. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think that's so cool. I'm so happy this movie it made a bunch of money and is making studios realize, hey, we want indie horror. Give us more of that. Come on now. That makes me so happy. So I kind of have to root for Longlegs a little bit, but man, I just was not crazy about it. It's goofy as hell. I hate when a movie advertises one way and then is clearly not what it intended upon being. That always bums me out a little bit. So I didn't really find it scary. I think it's really silly. It's a really silly, goofy horror film that almost feels like a parody of Silence of the Lambs. I don't know. I was not crazy about it. I will say Micah Monroe is fantastic. Like, best part of the whole movie, in my opinion. That might be her best performance in a movie, without a doubt. But I don't know. It just didn't do it for me either, Erica, which really bums me out. I want to like that movie so much, but it's just not for me. Cunard White Star, thank you for your support, my friend. Thanks for being a member. Welcome to the Ghostface tier. Appreciate that a bunch. You can check out the Horror Hot Take series, which I'm never going to stop talking about because it's so exciting. It's one of my favorite things I get to do here. So go check that out, man. It's a whole series I do every Friday where I cover horror movies that Art the Clown members suggest, and I give silly little commentaries over it, if that's a word. So thank you so much, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being here a bunch. Johnny Gomez, what's up, Johnny? Saying, dude, it's been a minute since I jumped in alive, but here I am while at work. Dude, thank you so much. Keep doing your thing, bro. Can't wait for this movie. Johnny, that means the world to me. Thanks for being here. You're at work and you're still checking out the page. Thank you, Johnny. Means a bunch. I can't wait to see this movie too. You know your boy's gonna be covering it. I'm hell-bent on covering this thing until it comes out. I'm so excited for this movie. Oh my God. Brutal stuff. V's throwing another $2 out there. So you would agree that being sent to the dark is the worst? Yeah, because you're still alive. I mean, you're alive in both situations that you were talking about, but man, that one's worse. Like that's so awful. Having your eyes gouged out and then having to live in a dark cave and have to eat rats. Like, I feel like if all my limbs got cut off, I'd be gone soon. You know what I mean? It would be over at some point. But that guy was in there for a while. Like, that's awful. That is a fate worse than death if I've ever seen one. And those are the fates that scare me more than anything. You know, you can kill people in horror movies. That's one thing, but something like that's true fear right there. I love that stuff. So V, thank you for the 2. Appreciate you a bunch. I totally agree. That movie rocks. Again, I can't stress it enough. Cunard also just gifted a Killjoy Jake member. Dude, I appreciate that a bunch. Again, thank you for your support. Trying to see who that was. Here we go. Jace Crawford. There we go. Well, welcome to the fold, Jace. Hell yeah. Rock on. Appreciate you a bunch, Mr. or Mrs. White Star. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Means a whole lot to old Jake. Gamey Girl, what's up? How you doing, dog? Thanks for the $5. Saying, what are your thoughts of Art deleting people in the 80s as an idea for a 4th film? Like, he travels back in time? Like my man travels back to the 80s. We do an 80s set Terrifier flick. It almost feels fitting, doesn't it? Almost feels like that kind of is the point a little bit. Like that's where it should go next. Because of how much this feels very 70s and 80s, these movies. So I don't hate the idea. Again, I would want it to be motivated. I just love the story running through these movies again. You know, don't get me wrong. I think Art the Clown could be applied to pretty much any situation, and it would be really entertaining. But again, I'm fascinated by the story of the Terrifier movies so far. Like, I think there's something being set up here that I'm so intrigued by. This could work in the future, though. You know, tell your main story, and then maybe just throw Art a different settings, different kinds of stories across time. Why not? I mean, he's supernatural. It wouldn't be out of place to throw him somewhere like that. You know, why not? So I rock on. Very good stuff, Gamey Girl. Thank you for the 5. Thanks for supporting the page. Thanks for hanging out with us. You're also saying Micah is amazing in Longlegs, but I felt Nick Cage was trying too hard to be creepy in some scenes and should have been cut. I agree, KL. I don't know. it didn't do it for me. Some people are like, that's the best Nick Cage performance, and I'm like, Mandy was better. I don't know. I liked Mandy a lot more. Josh Petrino is saying, if you're looking for a fun indie horror comedy, The Night Watchman is a good time on Tubi. Dude, Tubi is chock full of really good stuff, man. There's some bad stuff on there too. Don't get me wrong, but there's some like hidden gems over there that I've been finding recently that I've been really impressed by. But I love it. I really did enjoy the Terrifier 3 trailer, but this I gotta check out. I was just gonna talk about a movie and it totally slipped my mind. I'm like, what was it called? Butterfly Kisses. I found this found footage movie the other day that I thought was really good. I was like, wow, that's never would have watched that had I not been scrolling through Tubi, and I was like, that was really solid. It's got a crazy cameo in it too, which I still haven't let go. Try watching Longlegs on Weed. I bet it would be better. I bet it would be better in that sense. Nightfall 3D is saying, my dream for T4. No plot, no story, just art wrecking havoc and topping Friday the 13th's entire franchise body count for 90 minutes. That would be a wet dream to some slasher fans, huh? I mean, you know, Terrifier 1 is kind of that. That's what I'll say. It's just kind of... There are some story elements to T1. I think some people like to toss that aside sometimes, but yeah, I mean, the first Terrifier, it's just Art the Clown killing people for the most part, if we're to generalize things. But I do think there are some really inventive twists and turns with the typical slasher format, right? You kind of think that, you know, Tara is going to be your final girl, and then Art the Clown takes her down. It's like, what? Like, you know, where are we going next? What happens after this? And then, of course, Victoria shows up and kind of takes on that position, but doesn't really end up too well for her either. But again, I think the whole point of the first Terrifier is to say, like, here's a villain who can take down final girls. You know, if there's a point to Terrifier 1, it's that in terms of story. And take that how you will. You know, some people aren't crazy about that, obviously. I prefer Terrifier 2 over Terrifier 1, but I do like the idea that we established Art as this just menace to the horror world. You know what I mean? It's takes a little more than a final girl to take him down. So we then created an even more badass final girl for Terrifier 2. So no, rock on. I think Terrifier 4 will be very plot heavy though. It has to be at this point, you know. But hey, keep dreaming, Nightfall 3D. I love it. Thanks for the 5, my friend. Appreciate you a bunch. Brian is saying there's a direct connection for Longlegs. If you don't think it's creepy, your childhood was too happy. I don't know about that, but I think it's just it's funny more than anything. It's just like it's so over the top that I'm kind of laughing at it a little bit. Is it worth a watch? I would say, like, I didn't really enjoy it, but a lot of people loved it. Like, I'm very much so in the minority there. So I'm not going to say don't watch it, you know, like go check it out. The majority of people really liked it. It just didn't really work for me. I didn't really feel it was effective. It was very goofy. Like they advertised it as, and here's the thing, they not only advertised it, I'm going to get off Longlegs after this, I promise. But they advertised it as, this is the scariest horror film of the year. The marketing campaign made it seem like it was going to be the next Silence of the Lambs in terms of, you know, scary, realistic, down-to-earth horror. And then the film is not that at all. And the reveal is my point in case in point right there about the film. The reveal is like, yeah, no, actually it's not that at all. This is something else entirely. And I'm just like, they didn't market this movie right, and they tried to make this movie something else and decided to do something else in the third act. So I have a lot of issues with Longlegs. I don't know. It's fine. In my opinion, it just didn't do it for me in the way that I wish it did. But again, I can't stress this enough. It's an indie horror movie that made a crap ton of money, which means that studios are going to be like, hey, we should start making more indie horror. So for that, I'm very thankful it exists. But it's just not one that I don't think I'll be watching too much in the future. Did you get my horror hot take request from yesterday? Not sure if you did. Did you request Nightmare on Elm Street? 1984? Or was that... No, that was The Ribbit. Send it again. Leave a comment. Do you mind leaving a comment on the most recent horror hot takes? That's where I will be able to see it and write it down. Apologies, Mr. L. If you could do that, though, I will absolutely write it down. I will get to it as soon as humanly possible, because I might have missed it yesterday. I wrote down, because I wrote down Nightmare on Elm Street, and I wrote The Ribbit next to that. So that was his suggestion. But yes, no, send that my way. I will definitely get to it soon. What else do we got going on here? I think comparing Longlegs to Silence of the Lambs was a marketing mistake. I couldn't agree more. 100%. the amputee dude in American Mary got it pretty bad, similar to Sent to Darkness, but I think far worse. Ooh, I haven't seen that one. American Mary. Okay. I'll have to check that because, man, yeah, again, that wrong turn scene, that has stuck with me since I've seen it. So if it's something like that but worse, I'm into it. I'm here for it, for sure. I wonder how Art will be in the Santa suit in the movie, hopefully throughout the entire movie. So, you know, that's actually something I wanted to hit on too, because we got this shot here, which I believe is towards the end of the film. Maybe. Again, he's not as blood-soaked as I would think he would be, but again, maybe this is towards the end of the flick. But he's wearing a Santa hat here, and it appears that he might be at Sienna's, like, aunt's house or whatever at this point in the movie. Again, maybe that's just the way the editing is, because we're seeing this shot here, right? With Sienna on the ground, and then it immediately cuts back to this. I feel like he's going to be in the Santa costume throughout, like, the middle of the movie, but maybe towards the end, he kind of starts to derobe a little bit. Maybe we'll see David Howard Thornton half naked again. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think he's going to be in it the whole time. We've seen a few shots of him just, you know, looking like typical Art the Clown, which I'm here for. I'm here for both. You know, the Santa era and the classic, right? But we'll see. We'll see what's up. Mr. Rick has been a member for 15 months. Dude, thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate you a bunch. What's up? You should give Mousetrap a chance. It's corny, but I had fun watching it. I don't think the film was done when the trailer came out. Okay. Because, you know, I'll be honest. What actually makes a movie unwatchable, in my opinion, is when the sound design is poor. And that was the first thing I noticed about that trailer. I was like, the sound design is so bad, I can't even listen to this. Bad sound design kills a horror movie, in my opinion. If your sound design is not crispy and pure perfection, something's wrong. You know, something's gonna get lost in translation with the story you're trying to tell. I could not stress that enough. The visuals could suck balls, but if the fucking sound design doesn't work, your movie's gonna fail. So maybe I'll give it a chance. Because that was a big reason why I've been avoiding it, because I'm like, I know I'm not going to like this based on the trailer, with how cheap that sound design was. But maybe it's fun. You know, maybe it is fun. I'll definitely give it a watch. I'm definitely a little more excited for Screamboat, the Mickey Mouse slasher coming from Fuzz on the Lens with David Howard Thornton in it. A little more excited for that one, but I will give this one a try. Might give it a watch at some point. So... But I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a member for 15 months, Mr. Rick. It means a lot to me, and I love the red right-hand profile picture. Rock on. Rock on with that one, dude. Nightfall 3D's throwing another 5 out there saying Longlegs was a decent flick right up until the plot twist, and then I was like, what? Yeah, I'm pretty much done with this now. Dude, I agree. I mean, it was like, to me, it was like dropping a glass vase. Like I felt like it was like glass shattering. Like I was sucked into the film. I'm like, okay, where's this going? You know, this is weird, and I'm vibing with Micah Monroe's character. She's really well written, and then they give you the reveal, and it completely ruins the entire illusion that they're trying to set up there. And again, I don't want to make this whole stream about Longlegs. I know the majority of people loved this movie and can't stop raving about it, but I don't know. It just did not. Totally lost me at the reveal. Like, I mean, completely, my love for the flick shattered like glass when I saw that. When they explained the plot twist to you via voiceover, I was just like, man, that sucks. That was not the way to go about doing that. But Nightfall 3D, I completely agree. I can't stress enough how much I love the first 2 acts, though. I have been just shitting on it this whole stream. The first 2 acts of Longlegs are fantastic. Like, I really do love a lot of what was going on there. But I'm over it. I'm gonna shut up about it. I don't want to shit on it too much because, again, I just love what it's done for indie horror, so that makes me very happy. I also love Neon as a studio. I think that a lot of their movies rock, and I'm just so happy to see more from that company hopefully come in the future. I believe they did the new David Cronenberg movie, which releases next month, and I'm very excited to see what that's all about too. So love some Cronenberg, no matter who it is. David, Brandon, Caitlin, love them all. All good filmmakers. Nightfall, thanks for the $5, man. Appreciate you a bunch. Bob Digital is predicting a $40 million outing, maybe $50 million. It will be the biggest underdog winner of the year. I'm gonna go so far as to say $50 million. That's where I'm putting my chips right now, and again, that might be a little high, but it's going. Here's the other thing, though. It's getting a much bigger international release, so like I think it's gonna make a lot more money for that reason. Like I put it in my video yesterday. It's going to like 20, 25 countries or something like that. I don't think Terrifier 2 did not have that big of a release, nowhere near it. So I really think, I really do think that this movie's gonna be a way bigger outing. I couldn't agree more, Bob. And this is really funny too. If crap like Tarot can make 50 million, so can Terrifier. The only thing that concerns me is that Smile 2 comes out a week later, but they probably appeal to a different audience anyways. You know, I gotta admit, I am really excited for Terrifier 2. So I don't. That's a good point, though. That is a good point. We have Smile 2 coming out the next week in October. Honestly, the next couple of months are chock filled with horror flicks. I don't know what's gonna do well because of that. If I'm being real, Bob, we have a lot to. We have a lot of things to look forward to, man. The next 2 months are going to be insane. But yeah, I don't know. Smile 2 might drop it a little bit, but you might be right as well in terms of different audiences are interested in different flicks. But, you know, again, we can't look past the fact that Smile made over $200 million at the box office at the same time that a new Halloween flick was also in theaters. So, you know, there's something to that, right? Something's going to happen there. I think Smile 2 is going to make a lot of money, but I don't think it's going to detract from Terrifier too much. Like, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see Terrifier 3 in the theaters at least a couple of times, and probably Smile 2 as well. I'm very excited for both films, but it is going to be a little bit of competition, I think. I will say that. It is different audiences, but a little bit of competition there, which has me excited. It's always cool when, I mean, listen, if horror movies are duking it out at the box office, that means something is going right in the horror community. That's all I'm saying. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Predator versus Art, says Common Writer. Okay. That that would be wild. Maybe the Predators want to hunt down Art because he's like the most indestructible being in the galaxy or some shit like that. That's funny. Funny shit. I love it. Josh is making a good point too. Smile is much more mainstream and has a bigger P&A budget, I mean. So it will make more from the general public. Horror fans will probably see both. Yeah, I mean, Smile 2 is going to probably crack 250 million if I'm being real. I mean, the last one made so much money. It's crazy. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Terrifier is definitely growing. You know, it's a little more mainstream, I would say, these days than the indie roots where it started. But it's, yeah, Smile is just that shot right up to the most popular thing in horror for a little while there. So yeah, I think that, yeah, Smile 2 is probably going to make more money, but it's not going to detract from Terrifier 3's success too much, I don't think. Tarot is 13 Ghosts, but 100 times worse with a couple of cool costumes, but PG-13 gore. It was made for teenagers to watch and look at their phones during most of it, dog. I mean, I'm just going to be real. The best part about it is when it's trying to copy 13 Ghosts, which is kind of embarrassing, if I'm being real. Wasn't crazy about that one. Jasper TV is saying, hi, Jake. Hello, Jasper. How are you, my friend? Welcome in, welcome in. We're talking a little Terrifier. We're talking a little Long Legs, maybe even a little Smile, too, as well. So it's getting crazy up in here. Daniel Ellis saying, do you think he's going to kill that kid in the opening scene? If so, will they show it? I think yes, but, you know, we can't forget there's another clown movie out there that has shown a kid getting viciously murdered. Pennywise ripped off Georgie's arm and then yanked him down into the sewer. So I think it's going to be like a little more graphic than that. A little bit. I think people are really blowing it out of proportion of what that scene is going to entail. So that's just my guess as of right now. I think it is going to be probably like an axe to the head, if I'm being real, which is really upsetting. But again, it's fiction, fellas. No one is wishing for something like that to happen in real life. Let's make that very clear. It's just over the top and feels like something that Art the Clown would do if presented in such a situation. So I'm here for it for the fun fictional angle of it, and that's it, for the record. I don't want people walking away from this being like, oh, Killjoy Jake said this and that. I've seen it before, man. It's crazy shit. People twist words, and it's wild. The Film Fanatic is saying, I love the profile. Hang on, pause. I love the profile picture. Winnie the Pooh with Barbie, that's great. If it does well, and because Art is a horror icon, no. I don't know what you're talking about, but hell yeah, rock on. Love the profile picture. Love the Scream mug. Thank you so much, Kyle. I appreciate that a bunch. I need a new one because it's starting to chip, as you can see from that little side there. So might be making a couple more Spirit Halloween trips this season. Already did one, and it was a lot of fun. Oh my God, they got some good stuff out there. Josh is also making a great point here. Jaws has a blood fountain on a 10-year-old boy on screen. The Blob melts an 8-year-old on screen. Pet Sematary is a 4-year-old hit with a truck. Hereditary Head, the telephone pole scene. You're right, Doug. The fact that there was even a controversy about that teaser trailer is kind of crazy. I made a whole video just being like, are you fucking serious? Like, I was like, y'all haven't seen enough horror movies if you're offended by that. I don't know what to tell you. There are plenty of movies that do something similar, if not worse, to this. Hereditary, Point and Case, dear God. I don't know, man. For me, it's like, it's par for the course. Of course, Art the Clown is going to do this at some point. So the fact that people are shocked by it is what is just like, is shocking to me. I'm like, that's really, you're shocked that they would do this in a new Terrifier flick? That's funny. Robert Bolton is saying, hey Jake, loved the Terrifier 3 trailer. Hell yeah, dog. They never showed Pale Girl, probably saving her for the movie. They haven't shown the teaser scene they showed last year in any of the trailer. So I don't believe that that teaser trailer that came out last November, which I believe was like shot in a couple of days, I don't believe that's actually going to be in the film. I believe David Howard Thornton even said in a recent interview they restructured that scene for the film, and it features the little girl's mother potentially getting axed by Art as well. So I don't think we'll see any of that footage in the movie, but they're gonna probably something similar to it will be featured in the film itself. So that's my guess as of right now, but yeah, I believe that was a teaser towards one of the biggest scenes in Terrifier 3, would be my guess for right now. Raymond is throwing another 2 out there. Thank you so much, man, for the support. Saying, hoping the camera doesn't cut away from the kills. Oh, it won't. Oh, come on. This is Terrifier, dog. Let's... Sorry, that coffee's fucking me up. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, the trailer's doing that, but that's because they don't want to give us the money shots yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing this, you know, axe comes down and it cuts to the title card. We're seeing this, and then it cuts away. But that girl's face is getting sliced off, dog. Like, come on now. We did get a little taste of Brooke from the last movie. I can't show that one for too long, or YouTube might get mad at me. But, dude, this is going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal. We haven't even talked about Chris Jericho yet, fellas. I just remembered that. So Chris is definitely dying in this movie, as we learned previously, from his interview where he kind of spoiled that, but it's okay. But I do believe Vicky's gonna be taking him down, cutting off his head or something. I don't know. But I'm excited to see what all that's gonna entail, man. We're also seeing that shot of Art the Clown's body walking into the psychiatric hospital or whatever, which I'm failing to find where that shot is. There we go. Yeah, so the body's walking in. I'm sure that's kind of what he's looking at here, would be my guess. He's just like, what the hell is going on there? And we also got to see a little taste of what I think will be maybe like 10 minutes into the movie, maybe after an opening scene or something. I don't know. So this has got to be a flashback, right? I'm not 100%, man. There's so many questions I still have about the layout of this one. But yeah, I do think that I just think we're in for a treat. I think that Chris Jericho's death is going to be brutal. And I don't think we're going to have too many survivors. I don't think we're going to have too many survivors at the end of this one, for sure. But Raymond, thank you so much for the support, my friend. I appreciate you a bunch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Horror Goats. That's a symbol I've never seen before. Dude, thank you for the support, though. I'm just like, I don't even know what that is. That's cool, though. What's up, fella? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Do I think it will be the best movie of 2024? I mean, I said it at the top of this stream. I think the trailer for this movie was more enjoyable than some of the flicks I paid money to see in the year. So yes, this is absolutely going to be top #1 horror flick of 2024 without a doubt in my mind already. I'm very excited. I have some high expectations. It's kind of hard not to have those high expectations at this point, but I'm so excited to see what this is all about, man. Oh my God, I'm over the moon. Over the moon about it. So thank you for the support. Yes, I think it's going to be the best. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And I'm happy that you probably enjoyed the trailer as well. I'm glad that so many people are digging this. Davey Deathray is with us. What's up, Davey? How's it going, man? Thanks for posting that interview we did the other day. So I appreciate that. Saw that recently. That's awesome. Gonna give you a little shout out later on today. But what's up, man? Happy T3 trailer release day. It's a day to celebrate, my friend. It is an absolute big day to celebrate. After this stream, I'm chilling out. I'm probably gonna watch Terrifier 2. And vibe a little bit because it's such an exciting day. It feels like a holiday. Feels like Christmas really did come early, dear God. But Davey, thanks for being here, my friend. Thank you for being a channel member. And again, go check out that interview I did on Davey's page. We talked a little bit about Terrifier and some of our theories, so it was a very fun time. Infinite Sky, thanks for the $2, man. Saying, will art show mercy to kids? He's not Michael Myers, okay? He's not gonna just look at the baby and walk out the room, okay? That's what I'm telling you right now. I think old Mikey has a certain MO when it comes to babies, but I don't know about Art the Clown. Let's just say that. So no, I don't think so. I think something awful is gonna happen in this flick. Let's be real. But again, and I can't stress this enough, I really can't stress this enough, I don't think it's going to be to the point where it's like, I don't even want to watch this is so awful, because there's a line to be drawn with this stuff. I put on a movie last night before Terrifier that I was just kind of flicking through some found footage flicks, and it starts off with something that, I mean, is so awful. Like, I literally turned it off. I'm like, this is just like gore candy, and I'm not interested in. Terrifier is so much more than that, in my opinion. Which, like, I don't feel like they've ever pushed the envelope so far to the point where I'm like, I have to turn this off. But again, I know some people would disagree with that. Some people can't handle even a little bit of gore, but I love it. I love it. I think it's fun when it's tastefully done and it's fun on screen. And both the Terrifier films, there's never a time where I'm not having fun. They never push it so far to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm done. You know, like that's not even fun anymore. You're just doing this for grotesque sake to shock the audience. It's always a good time, in my opinion. It's always fun. It's always like, there's a little bit of silliness with it. You kind of want to laugh with Art while he's doing what he's doing. It's very carefully crafted. People don't give Terrifier enough credit, in my opinion. So, will he show mercy? No, that's not Art the Clown's MO. Come on now. So, thank you for the 2, my friend. Appreciate you a bunch. Those kids are going to be in pieces. Yeah, that's a great way to finish that one. There we go, Damaged Mind. What's my favorite horror movie of all time? The Fly, baby. I love 1986 The Fly. I think it's a perfect horror movie. It has a great romantic story at its core. It's tragic as fuck. And the practical effects are perfection. The cast is amazing. I believe it's David Cronenberg's best film. I love everything about it. Perfect, excellent movie all around. So that's been my favorite for a long time now. At some points on this page, too, I want to do a big video essay covering it, but I just have not found the time. At some point, though, I want to pay. I want to make something. It's just very important to me. It's an important horror film. It's one I saw at a young age too. It's really one of the first horror films that traumatized me, and I think that's why I love it so much. So I really want to pay homage to it in a big. I mean, I want to do like an hour-long video just talking about The Fly. I could. There are so many different angles to that movie. I could go on and on about it. Brian McCann is saying, have you heard about the Toxic Avenger being too violent to market or release? Have you heard any updates in the industry? Dude, I've heard nothing about this. It's sitting on a fucking shelf somewhere, unfortunately. We got some cool images from it with Frodo Baggins looking like the fucking penguin from Batman Returns. Everything we saw from it like had me so hyped. I love the original. It's crazy. It's like such a out there flick. But I would love to see this movie at some point. Dude, nothing. I mean, nothing. Not even through the grapevine. Nothing. It bums me out. It really bums me out because I think this one would do well, especially in the day and age of Terrifier. It's like, yeah, release this movie. Like that would make so much money. Are you kidding me? So I don't know. I don't know why they're not releasing this. I don't know what's going on with it. Isn't it Mason Blair that directed it too? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. There's good stuff all around. Excellent talent involved in the cast, the crew. That this movie should get a release, please, for the love of God. Begging on my hands and knees here for that to happen, Brian. Madison is joining us as well. What's up, Madison? How you doing? Finally on lunch, so I'm actively watching now. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about a sadistic murder clown. It means a lot. Madison and I watched Terrifier 2 recently, but we got to watch the first Terrifier at some point. We got to watch that one before T3 comes out. And we might be going with Dylan from Splattercast to go see this one. We just scheduled it out last night, so we have a lot of fun plans to make this weekend. I can't wait. but oh my god, so exciting all around. And Infinite Sky, I heard this. You left a comment on the video yesterday about being at Universal Studios. That is so exciting, my friend. I hope you have fun. That is like the best theme park on planet Earth. I hope you have a blast. It is like the best place ever, in my opinion. I went on a rant about it in my video yesterday because I'm just like, this is like the best amusement park ever. I don't know. I don't think anything tops it. But rock on, Infinite Sky. I hope you have a blast. And if you saw the Terrifier 3 trailer, let me know your thoughts. Yeah. What was my favorite part? I have so many favorite parts. I don't even know. The demon wielding like mending shit and all that. This was sick. Like, I mean, how brutal is that? Come on now. That's amazing. I really loved this. I'm trying to think what else I really liked. The body walking around on its own. That was awesome. Oh my god. I'm so excited to see that scene. And there were some references to other horror movies as well. This is very clearly a Black Christmas reference. Maybe even I would go so far as to say an Amityville horror reference too, because of the shape of that window, looking a lot like the Amityville house. There's a lot of references to other Christmas horror movies in general that I noticed in the trailer. That's great. Here's another one, The Shining. I mean, come on, that's Art the Clown just doing a Jack Torrance right there, which I love. I think that's fun. So I don't know. I love it. I love it all around. A lot of great stuff in that trailer for sure. Jacob Wells is saying, hey Jake, still love your videos. Thank you so much. Heard that the Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare first trailer or teaser is coming soon, or maybe this Friday or Saturday. Oh, Jacob, that's exciting stuff if it is. So here's what I will say about that film. I might know a little more about that movie, like maybe even more than I know about Terrifier 3. Let's just say that. And it is one to look out for. I might have, I don't know, I might have seen it. Won't say any more than that. But my God, it's one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, like if you were not crazy about those flicks and you're like, I don't know, they're slasher flicks. This is a different entity entirely. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare blew my fucking mind. Check it out. Give this one a watch when it comes out. I believe this December. I have nothing but positive things to say about this one. So give it a watch for sure. Check it out. See the first trailer. If it does come out this weekend, that's awesome. I will definitely be covering it. But yeah, no, this movie rocks. I have nothing but positive things to say about it. I think it's a major step up from what they were able to do in the last two flicks, for sure. I really can't say more than that. I really shouldn't have even said that if I'm being real. But give it a watch. Give it a watch this December. It's awesome. Angela is saying, I'd like to find out a lot more about the little girl from the last one. I wonder if there's more to her than just being a victim. I feel like she's the entity. I feel like she's kind of the entity from the last, like the thing that's bringing Art the Clown to life, just taking the shape of one of Art the Clown's previous victims that we've yet to see. So yeah, Angela, I really think that's what's going on there, just taking the shape of it. I don't think it's the actual ghost of Emily Crane, but again, I think we're gonna learn more about that in the next flick. But I'm just thinking about like the way she goes about doing things. She's not acting like a little girl. She's acting like a demon that's trying to help out Art the Clown. So that's what I'm thinking. That's where my mind is right now. But yeah, wait, what's going on? Just tell him to go away. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Madison is at work right now, so I wish she could hang out with us a little more with this one, of course, but no. Why is the first Blood and Honey movie a film that exists within the Twisted Childhood universe? If the sequel is connected to the first one, I'm confused. So the first movie, yeah, it's a movie within a movie. It's like a movie based on the events that happened. Based on the actual events that happened that we technically never saw, which I think is cool. I think that's kind of cool personally. I'm here for that. I think they realized that, yeah, like the first movie wasn't up to par with what they could really do, and then they got a higher budget, and well, we saw a big improvement in Winnie the Pooh too. So I think that's kind of cool. It is a little weird, right? It's almost like Stab to Scream, right? It's almost like they Stab is kind of like a retelling of the events of 1, right? But within Scream 2. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's basically the same thing, right? So, but it's dope. You can't wait for Tusks. Wait, is that happening? Did Kevin Smith? No way did Kevin Smith talk about that. Hang on. I'm actually like, I gotta look this up. Dude, that's crazy if that's actually happening though. Yeah, the first Tusk is just wild. It is body horror to the extreme. It is an insane flick. If you guys have not seen it, I recommend it. It's not like Human Centipede where it's like this is just gross for no reason. There's a decent story happening in there which I enjoyed. But it's gross and upsetting too, for sure, without a doubt. And the ending is hilarious. Like the ending is just one big gag. I can't even say more than that. Goran is saying, what do you think will be the motive for Ghostface in Scream 7? Once we get some more information on it, I'm excited to finally dive into that. But we don't even have a cast list right now. It's so tough to talk about that one. Would love to get into it more at some point in the future for sure, though. Is Terrifier 4 happening? Damian Leone has talked about it, but I'm not 100% yet. Maybe. Potentially. that would be awesome if it does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm probably going to sign off because it has been it's been a day. I'm so excited. I'm sweating out of every orifice because it's been it's been a crazy couple of days. But I will be back with some kind of video tomorrow and another live stream counting down the weeks until Terrifier 3 on Friday. So join me again then. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I will have a big video just covering all of this tomorrow. So check it out. Give it a watch. It's going to be great. Hopefully we get to talk about a Peter Pan trailer this weekend. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a great video this Friday. I really appreciate your guys' support so much. This has been insane. And again, as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out!